When I was initially given a prompt regarding identity, I wasn't sure what artwork I would be able to create out of it, to be honest. I was never the kind of artist that could just create something off a whim because one word triggered my inspiration. However, one thing was for sure. When I heard the word inspiration, I instantly thought of colors and, I don't know, just letting yourself go free. And that's why I felt that an art journal page would be the most fitting for this prompt rather than a specific painting or drawing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about first, finding your identity, and second, about this collab that I'm doing. The exact definition of identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. However, if you want to put it into broader terms, the definition of identity is who you are, the way you think about yourself, the way you are viewed by the world, and the characteristics that define you. Even something as simple as your name can be a way of identifying yourself. However, if we're putting something in more current times, maybe an example of how you identify is something with your gender. Are you transgender? Are you just identifying as male, female, non-binary, stuff like that? And I feel like as the world is changing, we are changing too. And I feel like it's becoming harder and harder to find your specific identity. Even I, as a person, struggled with finding my identity, not necessarily with something as gender or my sexuality, stuff like that, but more so characteristics about myself. I found it hard to really express what my identity was. As I am sure many people have seen throughout this pandemic, people have changed. I for sure have changed. I'd always thought of myself as an extroverted person, and I noticed throughout the course of this quarantine and just all of the events that have happened, I've slowly become more and more introverted. I'd rather stay inside the house with myself just painting rather than going out with a bunch of friends to a social event, stuff like that. And I found that even people during quarantine have shown their true colors, and I've drifted off from people, and even people I considered friends, I'm just would rather not hang around that crowd anymore. I guess that the point I'm trying to get at here is that identity is constantly changing, and that isn't always a bad thing. The person you were 2 years ago is not going to be the same person you are now, or perhaps maybe you are the same person you were 2 years ago. Either way, identity does not have to necessarily be a concrete thing. It is more of a fluid thing, something that can go back and forth. It's not concrete. And if you are somebody who does not necessarily know what their identity is, that's also not a bad thing. The person I thought I was is not the same person that I am currently. And I think for a long time, I struggled with that, and I almost tried to force it and fight it because I felt a need to figure out what I was, but that's just not how life is. And I think identity isn't something that you should force yourself to have or try and constantly look for, but rather just let it come to you, and instead of searching for it, let it find you. I definitely think that this is a tricky concept to try and explain, and I'm sure for some people it's frustrating because they feel that need to figure out what their identity is, and maybe it bothers them that they don't know at this moment. But I'm here to tell you that even if you don't know what your identity is, there's still ways to express yourself until you figure it out. For me, I find the best way in expressing myself is to be art journaling. Yes, painting is definitely a hobby, but I find myself most able to express my thoughts, my emotions when I do an art journal spread. I just let loose, I kind of use my intuition, I just do whatever I feel. And then I think of a song, or perhaps a quote, or even just simply putting down something I think that best, in my opinion, explains how I'm feeling at that moment. However, art isn't necessarily the only thing you can do to express yourself. You could even do something as simple as playing your instrument, or if you're more of a physical kind of person who just really needs to get those emotions out as quick as possible, you could always try using something that releases stress, such as boxing, martial arts. There's many different ways you can let your emotions loose. And personally, I feel like you should find that emotional outlet, whether it's writing, art. It doesn't even have to be something creative, even if something as reading relaxes you. I know that I strayed a little far from the topic of identity, but the main purpose of this video, well, yes, the idea of this collab was identity, I also wanted to explain why finding your identity isn't something you should try to enforce, and just overall how you can improve your mental health during these times. Well, yes, this is an art channel. I came up with my channel name initially because my art was my emotional outlet, my kind of therapy. My goal for this channel is to create art for you guys that you enjoy, while also every once in a while checking in and making sure you guys are doing all right as well. Don't worry, I'll still do tutorials and try and have those fun videos here and there. I just, I want to release a video every once in a while, not necessarily focusing on art per se, but maybe just focusing on a topic that maybe focuses on mental health and such. Sometime in the future, I'm not quite sure when, I'm planning on releasing a video that's kind of involving drama, but not necessarily. If you guys are a fan of Emily Artful, the art YouTuber, it's kind of like a sketchbook story time-ish kind of format, but there's less swearing. It's definitely PG, but it's just kind of something to talk about, it's fun, not a fun video, but it might irritate you guys, to be honest. Not because of me, but because of what the story's about. But anyway, that'll keep you on your feet a little bit. Anyway, guys, let me tell you a little bit about my collab with Anushka Roy Art. I hope I said your name right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. She contacted me and we agreed on the theme identity, obviously, from this video. When I thought of identity, I just thought of many colors and kind of just letting loose, so I figured the art journal was the best thing to do for this video. I will put a link to her part of the collab, her YouTube channel, as well as her Instagram in the description box down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys checked out her part of it, as well as her socials, because she is so nice. She deserves so much more subscribers and followers. And overall, I love her art so much. So thank you so much, Anushka, for collabing with me. And now, you guys, the moment we've all been waiting for, the big reveal of her piece and mine. Oh, finally. I was trying to let you in, and it wasn't letting you in for the longest time.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you see my video yet?
No.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay.
Oh, yay! Hi!
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's so weird, like, talking to you, like, face to face. I've just been, like, so used to texting back and forth. You have such a cute accent.
Yeah, I know it's so awkward. Not awkward actually, but it's just something new because I've never really spoken to you before. I was thinking, maybe we should talk once before, but I think it's gonna be fun either way. So, how do you want to go about this? Do you have like some plan or something, or should we just go for it?
I have no idea. We could probably just like show each other our artworks. I'm not quite sure how good my camera quality is right now, so there is like an option to like screen share, so I have like a photo of it also on my computer.
Just introduce myself as well. My name is Anushka, and right now I'm in Vancouver. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a student pilot. But I have done like design and art and stuff before this. And for the longest time, I feel like I didn't really have a style or anything. Okay, I would just make whatever I was seeing, and then suddenly something happened, and I'm like, you know what? I am bored of just sticking with one medium. Like, I don't want to be using watercolors for the rest of my life. And then I just started like mixing things up, and yeah, I think now my new like style or language, art language, would just be like a mix, which I thought was like pretty much with you as well. Like at least in your latest work on Instagram, I could see that you're trying like collaging and stuff like that.
Yeah, I personally don't like sticking to one specific thing. I feel like if you kind of restrict yourself to a certain style, it's just you don't have as much fun with it. All right, do you want to show yours?
Okay, so mine is like almost it's done, but I haven't added the quote in yet. to leave like a surprise factor.
Ooh.
So I haven't added that yet, but where is it? Like flipping. Let me know if it's clear. Otherwise, I can also try to like screen share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know how that works. I lost it. Okay, here it is. Found it. So
Oh, that's so pretty. Do you do portraits a lot?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm
you are
like
so
obsessed
good
with
at
painting.
them.
Only women, no men.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love when people add in so many colors. Like, that's my favorite thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I've just been exploring with like not limiting myself when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to like my journal stuff. I just go with whatever colors and like, if I feel like adding yellow, I'm like, okay, I won't think too much. I'll be like, you know what, just put it on the sheet and then we'll see how it looks.
Oh yeah, I
I
never
mean,
really
let's
have like
see.
a set plan, you know? It's like I think of a color scheme and I just kind of go.
I've stopped doing that somehow, like, but yeah, because often when I don't plan, in fact, I feel like the colors just somehow work out way better. But yeah, so this is it, and I'll just explain the theme to you. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna shut the door. I have my roommates outside. Yeah, I'm back. So for me, like, the reason there's a girl, and then there's this like swirly thing going on. It's like how most of us, something like what you were on the lines of what you were saying about how identity is such a strange thing, because we keep changing throughout our lives, right? And we can choose to be whoever we want, and it shouldn't be a limiting factor for us, but it is. So in this case, for me, I feel like I could be so many things, and there's so many endless possibilities, and it's just like, but most often than not, we get stuck in a web that we kind of make for ourselves with our identity. So it's
Right.
just something really abstract, but it's on those lines, if that makes any
No,
sense.
that makes total sense. It looks so pretty.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, guys, I had to cut that short for time's sake, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it if you checked out her part of the collab and helped her get to 100 subscribers. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.